welcome to episode 3 of Challenging Tuesday Chats. Now, who do we have here on the video and what do you do all day?
Well, Greg, at the moment, I do a lot of lateral flow testing. I look very chic in my PPE gown and mask and gauntlets, which I spend quite a bit of time doing. I do a lot of popping in and out of everyone's lessons on virtual Weber, keeping everybody happy and positive and upbeat, and making sure that my Year 11 parents and children are calm and that they know that we've got their backs on whatever comes next for their GCSEs. I'm down in the nursery doing a lot of rubbing backs to get the little ones off to sleep, a lot of cuddling and story reading. And I play tea parties, I play dressing up. I have my hair and nails done by the little ones when they're doing their role play. It's the only place you're getting your hair and nails done at the moment, sadly.
Hilary, that sounds just like a fabulous role.
It is.
I mean, does it actually come with a title?
Yes, I am Chief Interference Officer, or otherwise known as the Headmistress at the Weber Independent School in Milton Keynes.
Headmistress. Yes. I am bowing and curtsying.
As you should be, Greg.
Great. Tell us, Hilary, what type of school is Weber Independent?
It's 6 months to 16-year-olds, so a through school. The beauty of starting the little ones off, getting them off to a flying start on their learning journey. We're co-ed and we have about 245 on roll at the moment. Very family-based school, great sense of community. We're quite multinational. Milton Keynes is a very multinational town, and very much about personalised, individualised learning, culture of kindness. I stole that from one of our other colleagues, Nick Brain at Sheffield. Culture of kindness and opportunities for all, and just encouraging the children to love their learning and start them on that pathway of lifelong learning.
Now, Weber's getting a really good name around Milton Keynes at the moment, and numbers have increased. Why is that? It's great, but why is that happening, do you think?
I think for a long time we were a really well-kept secret in Milton Keynes. And one of the upsides, if you have got an upside of a global pandemic, is that people have started talking about the online learning provision that Weber offers. So from 23rd of March, when we all went online, we've done full video teaching, live lessons, all the way through from reception to Year 11, and then support packs for the parents in the nursery. So really high quality teaching and learning, full engagement with our parents, and obviously that they're now talking to us and about us with their family and friends and colleagues. So word of mouth is really picked up for us. And we've opened the nursery. We had 2 weeks of Weber Nursery and then we went into lockdown. So again, that's picked up really well. There's lots of people talking about that excellent provision. We've got a super registrar, Sandra Murchison. So even though the school has been closed physically, we've still been doing online applications and interviews and video tours of the school and assessments online, so that we've got that interest that keeps coming in. And we've got a new marketeer person as well. Ashley Couch has just joined us, and really excited about all the things that she's got to just boost Weber out there, just on all the different platforms, so that people know about us. But there's a lovely buzz around the school, and our parents' satisfaction is really high, not just when we do the Bellevue surveys every year, but we get such good feedback from them that we are a listening school, and we do really respect their views and opinions and value that partnership, and they talk about us, and that's one of the things that generates that interest in the school.
Yeah, thank you. Now, Hilary, once upon a time I used to be a headmaster, and apparently teachers can get a bit grumpy from time to time. I mean, who would know? What do you do to keep your teachers from getting grumpy? Because it's a terrible time for them at the moment.
Well, teachers are at the heart of the school, not just teachers, staff, because I'm very much about it's not teachers, it's the whole team that makes this school work. There's lots of moving parts. It is about knowing them really well. It's about popping into lessons. It's about noticing the little individual things that they do and praising that. Friday Fizz helps. We have a Friday Fizz once all the children have left the building, whether it's virtual or online. We get together with a a non-alcoholic or beverage of your choice and some nibbles, and we just download the week and just talk about our families and what we're going to be doing. And lots of other things as well. We've got a quiz tonight. We're having a Weber family quiz for staff and their families. So we're starting Takeaway Fridays.
Clearly doing. What a wonderful way to start the weekend, Friday Fizz. Fabulous. So, Hilary, did you go to university? Was that for you?
I did. Most of my family think I got my degree because I saved up cornflakes packets and sent it off. So I'm the first in our family to go to university, very much a working class background. So I went to Dundee University in Scotland, and then I went to Jordan Hill in Glasgow to do my teacher training.
Well, you might recognise, I put this on especially for you, Hilary, because I think it was prior to 1966, Dundee used to be part of this university.
Oh,
St Andrews.
St Andrews. Is that your alma mater, as they say?
That is exactly it, and put on for your benefit. So there we are.
I appreciate that. I went to school in St Andrews, Gregg. I went to Madras College, and I got an offer of a place at St Andrews, which I declined in my arrogance as a 17-year-old, because you can go to university when you're 17 in Scotland. And my rector called me into his office, and I'd been summoned by the dean at St Andrews to explain myself why I had declined that place. So I was marched round there to have a chat with him. But of course, as a 17-year-old, I know so much better. And I was off to the big lights in the big city at Dundee rather than St Andrews, because I was going to be the only Scot on the English literature course.
And of course, Hilary, no nightclubs at that time at St Andrews. I can see why you might have gone to Dundee. And
a 2-horse town, yes.
So, Hilary, why teaching?
I've always been really bossy and stroppy, and I always think that I'm best. No, I came from a background of guiding. My mum was very into guiding. My dad was a scout leader. So I did the whole coming up through guides and ranger guides, and then I did my young leaders and campfire leaders, and I just loved leading people, and I loved being a part of something much bigger, and synergy, and the kind of collaborative thing that you get from being part of a great organisation. I did my Duke of Edinburghs, I did my Queen Scout, that was in the ski rescue with the Venture Scout. So I've always been somebody who likes to be part of a team and to lead that team. I did look at the police when I was thinking about my future career. I looked at the police, I looked at the army, but I realised both of them require too much running and physical activity, and are potentially quite dangerous. So less running and less dangerous in teaching.
Okay, brilliant. Hilary, why the missionary work? Why have you left God's own country?
Well, I did my teaching in Jordan Hill, my teaching practice in Jordan Hill. And if you know anything about the west coast of Scotland, it rains all the time, incessantly, every day. So I got soaked to the skin every day for 9 months while I did my teacher training. And then I thought, right, I'm going to apply to any place hot for a year, because it was when I came out, there were no jobs in Scotland, and there was a strange system that you had to accrue supply before you could actually apply for a full-time job. You had to get points. And my tutor at university, at college, said, don't do that. It'll destroy you. You'll be out of teaching, and that'd be a real shame, because you were going to be quite good at it, I think. So go and do something else for a year. So I got out the Times Ed in the days that the Times Ed was actually a newspaper that you circled anywhere hot, South Africa, Qatar, anywhere that had sunshine. And I found this funny little advert for a school called Shoifat International School in a place called Sharjah, which I had no idea where that was, in somewhere called the United Arab Emirates. And I got offered the job just as the First Gulf War started. So I was flying in as everybody else was evacuating out. I only went for a year, and then I stayed for 22.
Well, as we know at Bellevue, that is Scotland's loss and Milton Keynes' gain, for sure. Hilary, what's your favourite part of the working day?
I think talking to children about their learning and just seeing the excitement that they have when they're desperate to show me what they've made, what they've learned, what they can now do, something that they've created with their friends or they've collaborated on. That's the best thing. It's actually what I miss too from doing the job that I'm doing at the moment. What has been your biggest challenge over the past 12 months? I'm sure there's been many of them, but what's been the biggest? I think probably what every head teacher and school leader across the country would say, just keeping ahead of the changes. I saw some that you've just sent through now on primary school testing come through. Keeping ahead of the changes and making sure that learning continues in whatever form that is, whether it's online or offline, and continues to be as high quality as possible. Keeping our parents really well informed, strong communications, one of the main things that we work really hard at Weber with our parent body. We're so lucky with our parents. And also keeping things as normal as possible. Children love routine. So making sure that Children in Need and Red Nose Day and Student Council and all the other things that they do, all the fun things, the charity fundraising events, the pastoral things that they enjoy, all go on as normally as possible so that their routines, everything else outside might be different, but they know when they come to Weber, they know what they're going to do, they know they're going to enjoy it, they know it's going to be engaging and that they're making progress, and they get to meet their friends and they have great relationships with their staff and they have fun. So keeping that as normal as possible while everything else outside is crazy.
I'd like to play a game with you. I know you love games.
This is the bit that I'm dreading, Greg.
So this is where I give you 2 words or 2 things, and you choose one or the other. You ready?
Okay.
Brilliant. Porridge or cornflakes?
You're asking a Scot. Absolutely porridge with salt, no sugar, please.
Torville or Dean?
Strong women, I think. Oh, I don't know. It's a difficult one. Dean, I would have to go for, I think.
You're going for Christopher Dean, righty-ho. Textbooks or web search?
I'm an English literature graduate. I'm a history student. I love the fact that it's all out there, but I want it in my hand. And I think we're de-skilling children a little bit because they're not very good at going to a book and researching and absorbing that themselves. Roast
dinner or mac and cheese?
I love a roast dinner. It's the one meal that I spend lots of time on every Sunday. I do a fantastic roast and you're always invited, open house.
I might take you up on that. Land Rover Defender or Porsche?
I'm a country living person. I would like to be a country living person. I have a Labrador. A new Labrador puppy would fit beautifully in the back of a Defender, not so much in a Porsche. And I do a lot of shopping. Don't get that.
Cocktail or lager?
Cocktail, preferably a gin cocktail with a bit of cheeky, twisty fruit, maybe. A bit of raspberry, Scottish raspberry in it.
Thank you. Bagpipes or the saxophone?
Bagpipes.
You have to say that, don't you?
Yeah.
Here's another tricky one for you.
Greg, at a distance, not too close up. Mass pipe band, tattoo style, but at a distance. I had a piper at my wedding. So when I hear bagpipes, it always brings me back to that day.
Last one. Nicola Sturgeon or Boris Johnson?
Ooh, tricky one. I don't agree with Nicola's politics, but I really admire her as a leader, how she's communicated with the country during the pandemic. So Nicola.
Brilliant. Hilary Marsden, head mistress of Weber Independent School. Thank you so much for joining me.
It's been a pleasure, Greg. Thanks very much.